The Conscious Parent, Transforming Ourselves, Empowering Our Children by Shefali Tsabary. The Conscious Parent challenges conventional parenting by asserting that children are not problems to be fixed, but rather mirrors reflecting a parent's own unresolved issues. Dr. Tsabary argues that true parenting begins with self-awareness and personal transformation, moving beyond reactive behaviors driven by ego and fear. By becoming conscious, parents can foster authentic connection, empower their children to thrive as individuals, and break destructive generational patterns, ultimately leading to a more peaceful and fulfilling family life. Now, let's go through some pairs of questions and answers to understand the core ideas of the book. First, why do parents often project their unresolved issues onto their children? Parents frequently project their own unfulfilled desires, fears, and past traumas onto their children because children act as powerful mirrors, reflecting back what lies dormant within the parent's unconscious. This projection prevents seeing the child as an individual. Parents, often unconsciously, see their children not for who they are, but through the lens of their own past experiences and unaddressed wounds. For example, a parent who felt stifled as a child might push their child towards excessive freedom, or one who felt inadequate might relentlessly push for academic excellence. This projection creates a disconnect, as the child's true self is overshadowed by the parent's unmet needs.
Second, why are children considered mirrors for their parents' consciousness? Children serve as potent mirrors, reflecting parents' deepest fears, unresolved conflicts, and emotional states. Their behaviors often reveal the unconscious dynamics within the family system, offering parents an invaluable opportunity for self-discovery and personal growth. Instead of viewing a child's challenging behavior as inherently bad, a conscious parent recognizes it as a signal, a reflection of something within their own inner world that needs attention. For instance, a child's anxiety might mirror a parent's own unacknowledged stress, or their defiance might reflect a parent's unconscious need for control. This perspective shifts the focus from fixing the child to understanding the self. Third, why does the parental ego often lead to controlling behaviors? The parental ego, driven by fear, insecurity, and a need for validation, often manifests as a desire to control children. This control stems from the belief that parents know best and that children must conform to their expectations to be successful or good. The ego struggles with uncertainty and vulnerability, so it seeks to impose order and predictability, especially in parenting. When a child deviates from the parent's ideal path, the ego feels threatened, leading to attempts to manipulate, coerce, or punish. This stifles the child's autonomy and authentic expression, creating resentment and rebellion rather than genuine connection. Fourth, why is unconditional presence more vital than conditional love in parenting? Unconditional presence fosters authentic connection by accepting children exactly as they are, without judgment or conditions. Conditional love, however, teaches children they must earn affection and approval by meeting parental expectations, leading to insecurity and a disconnect from their true selves. Many parents mistakenly believe that setting conditions, e.g., "I'll be proud if you get good grades," motivates children. In reality, it teaches children to seek external validation and suppress their true feelings or desires to gain love. Authentic connection arises when a parent is simply present, listening and accepting, allowing the child to feel safe and seen for their inherent worth, not their performance. Fifth, why is healing one's own inner child crucial for conscious parenting? Healing one's inner child is crucial because unaddressed childhood wounds and unmet needs often resurface in parental interactions, influencing reactions and expectations. By tending to our own past, we prevent projecting our historical pain onto our children. When parents have unresolved trauma or emotional deficits from their own childhood, they may unconsciously seek to fulfill those needs through their children or react disproportionately to situations that trigger old wounds.
For example, a parent who felt neglected might overparent, while one who felt controlled might become overly permissive. Acknowledging and healing these past experiences allows parents to respond from a place of wholeness, not historical pain. Sixth, why is letting go of rigid expectations essential for a child's authentic development? Letting go of rigid expectations allows children the freedom to discover and express their true selves, rather than trying to fit into a mold created by their parents. It fosters self-acceptance and resilience, enabling them to pursue their own unique path. Parents often have a preconceived notion of who their child should be, based on societal pressures, personal aspirations, or even their own unfulfilled dreams. When children feel constantly pressured to meet these expectations, they learn to suppress their authentic desires and talents, leading to anxiety, resentment, or a lifelong struggle with identity. Releasing these expectations creates space for the child's true essence to emerge. Seventh, why is parental presence more impactful than striving for perfection? Parental presence, characterized by mindful attention and emotional availability, creates a secure attachment and fosters genuine connection. Striving for perfection, conversely, often leads to stress, anxiety, and a focus on external validation, overshadowing the true needs of the child and parent. Many parents feel immense pressure to be perfect, to always say the right thing, provide the best opportunities, and never make mistakes. This often distracts from simply being with their child. Children need a parent who is present, engaged, and emotionally responsive, even if imperfect, far more than they need a parent who appears flawless. True connection happens in the messy, real moments of life. Eighth, why is developing emotional intelligence crucial for conscious parents? Developing emotional intelligence allows parents to understand and manage their own emotions, and to empathize with and guide their children through theirs. This capacity prevents reactive outbursts and teaches children healthy emotional regulation, fostering resilience and self-awareness. When parents lack emotional intelligence, they may dismiss, punish, or become overwhelmed by their children's emotions, teaching children that feelings are bad or should be suppressed. A conscious parent, however, views emotions as information, modeling healthy ways to acknowledge, process, and express them. This creates a safe space for children to explore their inner world and develop their own emotional literacy. Ninth, why is conscious parenting key to breaking generational patterns? Conscious parenting involves actively identifying and challenging the dysfunctional patterns, beliefs, and behaviors inherited from one's own upbringing. This deliberate awareness prevents parents from unconsciously perpetuating cycles of fear, control, or emotional suppression with their children. Many parents, despite good intentions, unconsciously repeat the parenting styles they experienced, even if those styles were harmful. For example, a parent who was harshly disciplined might find themselves yelling, even if they vowed not to. Conscious parenting requires a courageous examination of these inherited patterns, a willingness to grieve what was lost, and a commitment to choosing a different, more loving path for their own children. 10th, why is respecting a child's autonomy crucial for their self-worth? Respecting a child's autonomy allows them to develop a strong sense of self, make their own choices, and learn from their experiences. It teaches them self-efficacy and confidence, rather than fostering dependence or a feeling of being constantly dictated to. When parents constantly make decisions for their children or override their preferences, children learn that their own thoughts and feelings don't matter. This can lead to a lack of initiative, difficulty making decisions later in life, or resentment. Conscious parents offer age-appropriate choices, guide rather than dictate, and empower children to have a voice, even if it means allowing them to make mistakes within safe boundaries. 11th, why is moving from fear-based to love-based parenting transformative? Fear-based parenting, driven by anxiety about outcomes or judgment, relies on control, threats, and punishment, creating distance and resentment. Love-based parenting, however, stems from deep connection and trust, fostering cooperation, security, and a child's intrinsic desire to thrive. Fear-based parenting often manifests as what-if scenarios, educating what if they fail, what if they get hurt, leading to overprotection or harsh discipline. This teaches children to obey out of fear, not understanding or respect. Love-based parenting focuses on building a secure relationship, communicating openly, and guiding with empathy, trusting that children, when given the right support, will develop their own inner compass. 12th, why is responding consciously superior to reacting instinctively? Reacting instinctively often means operating from unconscious triggers, past wounds, or ego-driven impulses, leading to regret and escalating conflict. Responding consciously, however, involves pausing, observing one's own emotions, and choosing a thoughtful, empathetic action, fostering healthier outcomes. In moments of stress or frustration, it's easy for parents to fall into reactive patterns, yelling, shaming, or withdrawing. These reactions are often automatic and stem from our own unexamined programming. Conscious parenting encourages a sacred pause before acting, allowing parents to identify their own triggers, calm their nervous system, and then choose a response that aligns with their values and the child's true needs. 13th, why is non-judgmental observation a powerful parenting tool? Non-judgmental observation allows parents to see their children clearly, without the filter of their own biases, expectations, or past experiences. It fosters a deeper understanding of the child's true nature and needs, promoting empathy and respectful guidance. Often, when observing our children, we immediately label their behaviors as good or bad, right or wrong. This judgment prevents us from understanding the underlying reasons for their actions or feelings. By simply observing, noticing what is happening without immediate interpretation or evaluation, parents can gather more accurate information and respond more effectively and compassionately, helping children feel truly seen. 14th, why is letting go of the good parent myth liberating? The good parent myth, fueled by societal pressures and personal insecurities, creates an unattainable ideal that leads to constant self-judgment and anxiety. Releasing this myth allows parents to embrace their imperfections, focus on genuine connection, and parent authentically without external validation. Society often dictates what a good parent looks like: always patient, perfectly organized, with well-behaved children who excel. This pressure is immense and unrealistic. Conscious parenting challenges this myth, asserting that true effectiveness comes from being real, vulnerable, and deeply connected, rather than performing an ideal role. It frees parents to be human, make mistakes, and learn alongside their children. 15th, why can children be viewed as spiritual teachers? Children, with their innate authenticity, uninhibited emotions, and simple presence, often serve as profound spiritual teachers. They can reveal our ego's limitations, illuminate our unresolved issues, and guide us back to our own true selves if we are open to their lessons. Tsabary suggests that children are not just recipients of our wisdom, but also powerful catalysts for our own spiritual growth. Their innocence, honesty, and unfiltered reactions can expose our hidden fears, our need for control, and our departure from our own authentic core. By observing them and allowing ourselves to be challenged by them, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. 16th, why is setting boundaries from a place of love more effective than from fear? Setting boundaries with love communicates respect for both the child and parent, establishing clear expectations while maintaining connection. Fear-based boundaries, however, often feel arbitrary or punitive, leading to power struggles and resentment, rather than genuine understanding and cooperation. Boundaries are essential for a child's safety and development, but the way they are set matters immensely. A conscious parent explains the why behind a boundary, involves the child in the discussion where appropriate, and enforces it with calm firmness, not anger or threats. This teaches children self-respect and respect for others, fostering intrinsic motivation rather than mere compliance. 17th, Why is detaching from specific outcomes beneficial in parenting? Detaching from specific outcomes allows children the freedom to explore, experiment, and learn from their own mistakes without the pressure of parental expectations. It fosters resilience and intrinsic motivation, letting children define success on their own terms rather than living for external approval. Parents often become overly invested in their children achieving particular milestones or successes, e.g., getting into a specific college, excelling in a sport. This intense focus on outcomes can create immense pressure on the child and lead to disappointment for the parent. Conscious parenting emphasizes supporting the child's journey and effort rather than dictating the destination, trusting in their innate capacity to navigate life. 18th. Why is living authentically as a parent the greatest lesson for a child? Living authentically means parents model integrity, vulnerability, and self-acceptance, demonstrating that it's safe to be oneself. This empowers children to embrace their own unique identity, rather than feeling pressured to conform to an idealized, inauthentic version of themselves. Children learn far more from what their parents do than what they say. If parents preach authenticity but live inauthentically, hiding their true feelings, chasing external validation, or suppressing their own desires, children will absorb those conflicting messages. A conscious parent strives to align their words with their actions, showing their children the power and peace that come from being true to oneself, even when it's difficult. 19th. Why is understanding the illusion of separation crucial in conscious parenting? The illusion of separation often leads parents to view their children as separate entities, to be molded or controlled, rather than as interconnected beings. Recognizing this interconnectedness fosters deep empathy, understanding, and a sense of shared journey, dissolving adversarial dynamics. Traditional parenting often operates from a paradigm where the parent is the authority and the child is the subject. Tsabary argues that this creates a false sense of separation. We are all interconnected, and a child's behavior is often a reflection of the family system. When parents understand they are not separate from their child's experience, they can approach challenges with greater compassion and a desire for mutual growth, rather than simply imposing their will. 20th. Why is embracing parental imperfection vital for conscious parenting? Embracing imperfection frees parents from the exhausting pursuit of an unattainable ideal, allowing them to be more present and authentic. It also models self-compassion and resilience for children, teaching them that mistakes are opportunities for learning and growth, not failures. The pressure to be a perfect parent is immense and often paralyzing. Conscious parenting recognizes that mistakes are inevitable and even valuable. When parents can acknowledge their shortcomings, apologize when necessary, and demonstrate how they learn from their errors, they teach their children invaluable lessons about humanity, empathy, and resilience. This fosters a more realistic and loving family environment. Action plan. Next steps. Practice the sacred pause. Before reacting to your child's challenging behavior, take a deep breath, observe your own emotions, and consciously choose your response rather than acting on instinct. Identify your triggers. Pay attention to what specific behaviors or situations with your child consistently evoke strong emotional reactions in you, and explore their roots in your own past. Observe without judgment. Spend dedicated time each day simply observing your child's actions, expressions, and interactions without immediately labeling them as good or bad, right or wrong. Heal your inner child. Reflect on your own childhood experiences and unmet needs, acknowledging how they might be influencing your current parenting style, and seek ways to address those old wounds. Let go of one expectation. Choose one specific outcome or expectation you hold for your child, either academic achievement, career path, and consciously practice detaching from it, allowing them more space to be themselves.
That's all for today's book. How do you think? Do you have any feedback or your own ideas popping up in your mind? Please feel free to let us know by leaving a comment in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get updates on new book summaries from us. Thanks and have a good day.